Hello. So in the past 2-3 videos, we've been dilly-dallying and not actually solving the stages, and that's going to change in this video. In this stage LA, yeah, whatever. In this, we are required to add support for the get and set commands. So the set commands looks like so, and the get command looks just like this. So this is the key and this is the value, and then we're getting the value for the key, and the value is bar. And when we set a value, we get an OK in return. And this OK will be a resp simple string, not a bulk string. A bulk string has the length encoded with it as well. As you can see here, bar has a length of 3, and so the 3 is encoded. This is called a resp bulk string. But when we do not encode the length, that's called a resp simple string. So the OK is supposed to be returned as a simple string, and when we get a value, it's supposed to be returned as a bulk string. We've already been doing that in previous stages. I'll show that to you again. So in this stage, it's basically just a hash map. We are setting values for keys and getting those values. And let's just read what is required of us. So that's what the commands look like. The set command supports a number of extra options like expiry time in milliseconds. We won't cover these extra options in this stage. We'll get to them in later stages in this one. So they'll test our code like so. They'll run our program. Then they'll issue a command, Redis CLI, set foobar. The tester will expect to receive an OK. This command will be followed by a get command. The tester will expect to receive this as a response. If you implemented a proper Redis protocol parser in the previous stage, you should be able to reuse it in this stage. Just like the previous stage, the value used for keys and values will be random, so you won't be able to hard code the responses to pass the stage. Okay, if a key doesn't exist, the get command should return a null bulk string. Okay, so that's what we need to return in case the key doesn't exist. We won't explicitly test this, but you'll need it in the next stage. Okay, so when a value has expired, in that case also we need to return a null bulk string. Okay, there is no comments for us to read, and let's get coding. So I'll copy the name of the stage and create a branch by this name. So this is where we left off, and yeah, I'll just create a new branch. From master. Okay, and we'll do our changes here. So we're reading the commands. Input stream, deserialize. We get the commands here and we pass it on to the command handler. So here we need to add support for the set and get commands. So I'm not sure. Maybe I wrote this when seeing what I'm going to record. But we need a get command here as well, like so. And command handler dot, I'll call a get method, and then I'll break out of it. So in my command handler, where is the command handler? In my command handler, I need a set method and a get method. So maybe I already created the get. We need a set, and we also need a get method. Okay, and to the get method, we also need to pass the command. So my command handler should be fine, and if the result is not null and the result is not equals to an empty string, in that case I'm writing out to the client. So my client here, in a future video I'll create a send method here, and instead of writing this everywhere I can just call the client.send method. Maybe I can do that right here. I'll do that later after this stage. Okay, so the get and set commands, Command handler is ready. The get and set commands are being called. Now, how do I want to handle these commands? So right now I'm returning any something placeholder, but instead, wait. So when storing a value, I also need to keep track of expiry options, right? Milliseconds or seconds and more. Yeah, we don't need it here, but we'll need that in the next stage. So whenever I store a value, I also need to store at what time is it going to expire. So for that, we will create another class, and that class will be the actual value that will be stored in the database in my in-memory database or whatever. So let's create a class. I'll call it value.java. This will be the value that will be stored, and in value I need let's store everything as string val. I need when this value was created. So local date time created, and I also need to know when it's going to expire. Local date time expiry, and do I have log? No, I do not have log. So let's create a constructor. Let's select these, right click, generate, and a constructor. Yeah, I need all here. Generate constructor. Okay, so that's my constructor. This is what my class needs to look like. All right, and this will be stored in my in-memory database. So not just the simple string value, but I'm also storing when it's created and when it's going to expire. So where am I going to store this? I need a hash map of sorts. But since we are working in a concurrent environment, a simple hash map won't suffice. We'll need something that can handle the concurrency, or we'll need to handle the concurrency ourselves. So better to use a data structure that can do that for us on its own. And that's a concurrent hash map. So I'll create a new component, and that will be my store. I'll store everything in this. I'll store, air quotes, store everything in this store. Give it a component. And here I'll have a concurrent hash map. Public concurrent hash map, where the key is going to be a string and the value is going to be the value that we created. Yeah, like so. And let's just call it a map. Simple naming. And let's give it a constructor. Public store map is equals to new concurrent hash map. That's fine. And let's make some helper methods. Like I need a method to get all the keys out of it. Public list of string. Let's make it a set. Set of string, get keys, return map dot key set. Yeah, and that's just to check if my key exists in the hash map. If I want to check that outside in the service layer or whatever, this, let's just consider this my repository layer. So uh, in my command handler, let's call it my service layer. In my service layer, in the set method, I want to call the repository layer set method and set values for commands, for keys. So I need a set method here as well. Public string set, and that's fine. and let's not do anything fancy right now. Dot put, and my set method, I'll parse and check the keys and values somewhere else. String key, string val, yeah, that's fine. And in case everything goes right, I need to return plus a bulk string. Okay, a simple string. Okay, so a simple string, okay, looks like this. And in case something goes wrong, I need to return a null string. And what does the null string look like? Does a null bulk string have a dollar? Huh, not sure. Let's check. Resp null bulk string. What does it look like? Yeah, it does have a dollar. So we are on the right track. And let's just do this in a try statement. In case any exception happens, I'll just return a bulk string, a null string, and then I'll log e dot get message. Yeah, maybe I should integrate Lombok, use SLF4J logger. I'll do that in the next. I'll do it in a later video. So here I actually need to create a value object, right? So val value value equals to new value, and what does the value take? It takes created, a val, and an expiry. Let's just move it. A val, a created, and an expiry. Okay. All right. It takes a val, which is the val created. So it's being created right as of now. So I'll do that local date time dot now, and we are not given an expiry right now, right? So if there is no expiry, I'll just do it local dot time dot max. Seems fine. That'll be the value, and I'll add the key. I'll add it. Yeah. So my set method seems fine. And now I need a method to get. Let's just copy it. So this will be the get method. And in the get method, we need to check if a value has expired or not. We don't need to do that right now. We'll need to do that later. Okay, so let's do that later. Let's leave something for the next stage. Let's go stage by stage. Okay, so I'm not checking any expiry right now. Map dot get of key, and in case this key doesn't exist, it will throw an exception, and when the exception is thrown, I'm returning a bulk string as required from us. Okay, value, and instead of, okay, so in my resp serializer, do I have a serialized method? I do not. I need to add a serialized method. Okay, let's add a serialized method. public string serialize bulk string. So what it'll do is it'll take a string S and encode it. I have done that somewhere. Let's see where I have done that. In the command handler, I have done it right here. So the resp header is just okay. It's this. So instead of command of one, it's just S, and the resp body is S. The resp header plus slash r slash n plus resp body plus slash r slash n. Okay, and ideally I should be writing unit test, but this is a very simple, so I'll not write any unit test. And my command handler, do I have the dependency? No, I do not. Let's auto wire it. Auto wired public resp serializer, and instead of doing this, I can simply return resp serializer dot serialize bulk string, and that'll be command of one. Command of one, yeah. So now my service layer is leaner, and here I also need to auto wire my repository, air quotes repository, public store, and I'll simply call store dot set. What will be the command? What will be the key and what will be the value? Key comma value. That's all it does. It so it only takes a key and a value. So I need to get what the key and the value is from the command. And similarly, here I just need to call store dot get of key string key. What is this going to be equal to? And what is val going to be equal to? Let's see. So store seems fine. If no, it's not. I need to serialize. So I'll inject auto wired resp serializer public. Here I need to return resp serializer just serialize bulk string dot value dot val. Yeah. And if anything goes wrong, I'm returning bulk string. Null bulk string. Oh, yeah. All right. Now my repository layer seems fine for this stage. I just need to get what the key and the value is. So command of 0 is set, then command of 1 is key, command of 2 is val. Command of 1 and command of 2. But this won't work. Assert command dot length is greater than equal to 3. This will only work if that assertion passes. Yeah, if that assertion doesn't pass, I should not crash my code, right? It's just user input. User input can be wrong. So instead of asserting, let's just use a try catch. All right. Technically, what I'm doing should be done in an if statement because try catches are slower. But I like doing it this way because that's what I learned a long time ago. I'm set in my ways. And to return, in case anything goes wrong, I'm just returning a bulk string, a null bulk string. So whatever I was returning in the exception here. Yeah. I should do global exception handling. So I'll do that as well. Let's add it to my to-dos. Global exception handling. Yeah, we'll do global exception handling. And similarly, I should do a try catch here as well. Yeah. Should work. Should it not? Does CodeCrafter run my tests if I push a non-master branch? Let's see. Where the hell is the stage name? Yeah. It pushed, but it didn't run the tests, so I'll need to merge it into master. Okay, let's do that via a PR. Get push DevOps and get push GitHub. Let's just open this link. I'm not logged in there. Let me bring it off the screen. Pardon me, somebody's calling. I've put my phone on silent and let me bring. Yeah, so I pushed here, right? Yeah, here it is. And I can create a PR. So what should I call it? Yeah, that's fine. Oh, let's see what all I changed. Let me turn off the dark reader. Ah, my eyes, my eyes, my eyes, my fucking eyes. Yeah, that's fine. Sorry for burning your eyes as well. Anyways, I added two dependencies, injected two dependencies, a REST serializer and store in command handler, and instead of hard coding the serialization, I'm using the REST serializer instead. And in the set method, I am calling, this is the command handler. Huh. I added a set method, and this set method, all it does is it's called the repository level set method, and the get method does the same thing. It calls the repository level get method. The REST serializer, I added a method to serialize strings. I created a new class store, which is my repository layer, and here I have a concurrent hash map, and it's getting and setting values into a map. That's it. The values that are being set into the map is actually this class. In this, I am storing the value that was given by the user input, the time when this value is being created, and when it's going to expire. And in the TCP server, I am simply adding the set and get commands in my handle command method switch case expression, and that's just going to call the command handler set and get methods that we called here that we created here. Everything seems fine. Let me create this PR for master and let's complete it. Do I want to clear? Yeah, that's fine. Do I need to delete the should I delete? I can delete the single commit. The history is quite clear. I wouldn't need to go back and check if I did something and then I undid something. Huh. So git checkout master git pull devops git push on GitHub and git push everything up to date. How can everything be up to date? Let's see, git push. You asked to pull but did not specify a branch. Because this is not the default configured remote for a, you must specify a branch, so nothing was actually pulled. Git push DevOps master into the master. Yeah, git push GitHub and git push git push. Yeah. So now it should be running the test cases. Let's see. Let's check the logs. So why am I returning minus? Oh, test passed. Test passed. Test passed. Oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah. One try on the first fucking try. Hell yeah. Uh, Mark the stage as complete. Okay, so we'll do expiry checking. It's simple. I just need to do simple algebra on the expiry that I've already created. Yeah, right here. Expiry, I just need to do simple algebra. Created plus whatever is the current time plus created at exceeding expiry or not. Simple algebra. And that's all that we need to do in the get method here. Right here. Before returning, I need to check if my value has expired or not. Let's do that in the next video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.